Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new paint art set that I want to review and show you. I've been eyeing this off for quite a while at our local art supply shop here, and I came across this and thought, oh, this is really pretty. Now, if you know me or if you've been following my channel, I've been saving up bits and pieces that I find at the Opshop and stuff to do an Indigenous junk journal. And when I came across this, I just thought, ooh, oh, this looks really nice. Now, I'm not sure the brand. It just says, oh, that's the cover art, Pastime Art. That's the brand that this is from. But I loved the colours in this set. And it's just got a real Indigenous colour palette. And I thought, oh, this is really pretty, because you know, you don't have to bother trying to mix up your paints to get that color palette. And I just, all these pictures here and the pictures on the front really drew my eye to it. It's an acrylic paint kit, and it features 12 rich art tone colors, perfect for capturing natural landscapes, portraits, and so on, and these sorts of things, you know, these sorts of Indigenous artwork, or brush strokes or dotting or whatever you want to do with it. So I've had it off to my side for a little while now. First off, I think we might swatch it and just have a look at the colors, not on here, like they always look different on the packet than in real time. So I've got some paper and card, and this is my swatch sheet for my gel plate. These are all the color acrylics that I have, and there's some pastels on the back. Now, the reason I draw these lines is to just see how opaque or translucent those paints are, how much they cover up, you know, the dark spaces and the white spaces. So that's why I draw those lines on there, and then I just write the name of the company that's done it, and or put out the paints and the colour the names. So I hope they've got some colour names in here. We'll try and see how this opens now. Yeah, oh, there we go. Now, I did take it out of the plastic, and I had a little squeezy when I first got it, and then I left it. So this set comes with a pack of 6 paint brushes. Alright, so these are the 6 brushes that it comes with. They're pretty average looking brushes. I've got some of my own brushes anyway, but more brushes are always handy. These tubes, how many mils? They're 35 mils. They're not the same size as your longer ones that you buy, but that's okay. I hope they got some paint, the colors. Witchetty. Okay, that's Witchetty, I guess it's short for Witchetty Grub. Pandanus, the Pandanus palm. I hope I can say all these because they look like they're all Indigenous names. Acacia, Quandong, Rosella, Catajuta, hope I've said that right, Tanami, Lily Pilly, Finger Lime, Saltbush, Pepperberry, and Ironbark. I only got 1 or 2 of those names muddled up, I suppose. Alright, so let's swatch these paints out and see how they go on my paper. I'm really keen to have a look at these. Right, I've got all my colours swatched out. Aren't they gorgeous? So from here, Witchetty, Pandemus, Acacia, Guangdong, Rosella, Catajuta, Tamarai, Tanamai, Lily Pilly, Fingerlime, Saltbush, Pepperberry, and Ironbark. Beautiful colours. Okay, so what I was thinking of doing with these, if I shut my lid here, and you can see the gorgeous dotting patterns on here on this indigenous picture. This is one of the reasons I got this. You can see it on the outside here too. This is one of the reasons I got this set. And when I'll try and link a video up here of when I reviewed the Dotting Company's basic dotting set. I did a few, I think I did 2 videos, and I really liked the whole dotting thing. So I ended up buying their dotting tools. Now this set here was on special. This was back in Mother's Day, back in May I got this, and they had a Mother's Day special, and I think it was almost 50% off their dotting tools. Now these tools are quite expensive, but they are just awesome because they've got the sizes of all the dots written on the tools here, where you can see it. This one is, these have been put out by the Happy Dotting Company. You can see the embossed writing on here, but they've really pronounced the size of the tools here and written on them in a color that you can see, not just embossed on it. So I've looked at a few different dotting tools and places where I can buy them, and I ended up getting them from the Happy Dotting Company because they're in Australia and they were a lot cheaper to get within Australia. So that's why I ended up getting them from her. But I also liked the fact that they were written in a darker color, so you could actually see the size of the tools. So I bought these, and I haven't used them yet because when I did the first video, it actually came with some tools, and I just used them. So I'm yet to use these ones, which I've got them sitting up on my bench here, and they're just gorgeous. Alright, so that was the main, like, the dot size tools. Then I went looking around. I'll just sit them up there. I went looking around on the internet, and I came across other dotting tools that had different shapes. And I researched them, and the 2 companies that I found that were selling these different shapes were either in the UK or the US, and for a set of 4 it was going to cost $30 just for a set of 4 tools, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 tools plus $15 postage. So that would make it like $45 for 4 tools. And I sort of really balked at that and just thought, oh gosh, that's really expensive. Now, I don't normally like to purchase things that may be copying somebody else's concept or whatever, but I ended up finding some of these dotting tools on I think I got these ones on Temu, and the others I got on AliExpress. Now these ones have been 3D printed. You can see the actual the print lines. You can see that they've been 3D printed. I don't know whether you can see that on camera, but I can see the 3D print lines. And I ended up buying 2 sets, I think, off Temu, and the rest of them I got off AliExpress. They work. I've had a little go with some of them. So it's up to your integrity where you buy your dotting tools, whether you want to buy off the people who are selling them for a really high price, or get some budget ones. I chose to go the budget route because I can't afford to buy expensive tools like that. I just really can't. So I ended up buying these two sets. Were a leaf set and a flower set. This one is a spiral set. So the spiral just like starts from the inside and goes round. So you've got different size spirals. Alright, this one is a daisy set. Aren't they pretty? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 8 different dotting, you know, stamps. Gorgeous set, that one. The only set that I didn't buy was a dog paw, you know, dog and cat paws, because I couldn't see where I'd really use that. These are the ovals. So you get 8 different size ovals. Now, I'm not showing you these in affiliation to AliExpress. I'm just showing you what I purchased off there. Now, my son's got a 3D printer. He could probably printed all these for me if he'd been in Australia. He's back in Moscow at the moment, and he was showing us his 3D printer from there, and it's just awesome. So this one is a teardrop. So you get 8 different size teardrops. And the last set that I got were elongated ovals. There's 8 different sizes in that. Sort of like the I guess sort of like the petals on these daisies, but just as a single one. Alright, and my last set that I didn't unbox was a set of leaves. I'll grab them out of here because I think they're the same as these ones. That is the set of leaves. So you've got like a fern leaf, 2 different like fern leaves, 3 different fern leaves. That one's a more open sort of leaf shape. And then you've got these little, well, they're not really ferns, these ones, they're just little dots, you know, in different strokes. And that one's got little hearts and that one's just little dots. So I'll have to I'll put this one aside. I might even give that away to someone. This set here I bought off Temu. Yeah, and it's not like these daisies. This is the daisy set here. It's just a tad different. So I had these ones first and then bought the other ones. 8 different sets, and they are all like shapes. And then these ones are the regular dotting set. So I'm kitted out for dotting tools, that's for sure. I just wanted to try and have some fun with them. And I really enjoyed doing my last dotting picture. This was the beginner's kit. Alright, so my idea was to utilize these dotting tools and this paint set. Alright, what I've done is I've grabbed some craft coloured card here and just entitled it Dotting Tools, and I've drawn in sections here where I want to test all of these out, and written like oval, teardrop, you know, whatever the shapes are. And I like sort of testing things out on craft coloured card as well as white. So what I'll do is I'll test out these beautiful dotting tools from the dotting company, and these are like top of the range dotting tools. They're absolutely beautiful. So I'll dot them out first. I won't say all the sizes. I'll probably quicken up this video, and then we'll go on to do the different shapes, and we'll put them down too. And it can just be all a reference that I can pop away with my color swatches as well, and then when it comes time to actually do you know, use these things, I can grab them out and see what they're going to look like before I actually start doing a project. Sit back and grab a cuppa. I hope you enjoy this, and it might just give you an insight into what these dotting tools are like and what they can do and how you can use them, and what they look like once they've been swatched out. Right, all our colours have dried and I've finished all the sets, and let's have a look at them. These are the Happy Dotting tool set from Happy Dotting Company, and they are a beautiful set of dotting tools. Absolutely beautiful, love them, worth every penny, these ones. So this is how they came out. This white one here, it wasn't a dotting type paint, but it worked okay, and I just made a couple of little blunders there, but you get the idea of how they come out from the largest to the smallest. And then you've got some you've got two, like a ball tool here that's like a stylus, okay, and then you've got in this set a long just like a stroke tool, like a long and a short one. So that's how they came out on the end. All right, so that's those regular dotting tools. I'll just put them up out of the way. Now here's all the other ones that I got that were a cheaper alternative on either AliExpress or Temu, and yeah, please don't be judgy with these, because I can't afford to buy the expensive brands. I just can't afford them. So I decided to get these ones to see the alternative, and they've all been 3D printed, which is quite interesting, and they all washed well. Like, I wouldn't leave paint on them. I wouldn't leave paint on the other tools either. As soon as you finished your session, I would wash them off, and we'll have a look how they came out. Okay, the large flowers. Now these ones here, their petals are quite close together on some of these, and the paint did tend to merge. But look, at the end of the day, if you're just doing something maybe with the kids or whatever, they're fine. I didn't have any trouble with any of them, really. I liked them. So another tip too, I think, would be, like, I had my little Australia dish. Where did I put it? And there is a slight curve in this. So when you put your paint down, I would put it on something dead flat, and that will help to just get the paint onto your dotting tools a lot better, I think. But yeah, I liked them. The smaller flower set, which was this one, they were beautiful. They were actually really pretty. I liked how these ones came out. Loved this one. They yeah, they come out beautiful. So really happy with them. So these two are the first ones I bought, and they were from Temu. Okay, we'll go on to the next lot. These were all from AliExpress, and my first ones were the ovals. Now, you're going to get better at this as you practice. I haven't done a whole lot of dotting, and you can see that you would get better at it, because you have to, you sort of get the feel of how much paint goes on to put on, and then, you know, as you touch it, you don't actually, some of them you don't actually touch right down onto the card. The paint sort of sucks down. So you would get, as you do more, you would get better at it. So they were the ovals. So getting 4 tools, you get 8 sizes. These ones were the teardrops, and they all turned out really well. Really happy with them, even though you can see on these ones that this is a absolute flat surface, shiny flat surface. These ones, because they are 3D printed, you can see a slightly, I don't know whether you can see on camera, but you can see a slight and feel a slight rough surface, but it made no difference to the print that came out. So they were the teardrops. Then next were the long ovals, and these were amazing. They just turned out so good. I think the most trouble I had were the spirals. They were a little bit tricky to do, but it all depends how much paint is on your spiral. See, there was too much paint on this one, and there was probably enough paint on this one and this one. So, you know, it's just all trial and error and practice. The next one were the butterflies, and I absolutely loved these butterflies. You have the large wings on the top, and on the opposite side you have the corresponding bottom wings that go with that size, which are just amazing. And then you could go ahead, after you've done your butterflies, you could go ahead and use these elongated ovals up here to put your body in the center, and they would look amazing. So I really loved the butterflies. When I seen these, I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get the butterflies, because I think they would be really pretty in amongst whatever you're doing. You know, you could, not just a dotting painting, you could put it on anything. So I really liked the butterflies, and I was really intrigued how these leaves were going to come out. I liked it. The paint, I don't think I shook the paint up enough. You've seen me shaking the paint on every bottle, because a lot of my bottles are brand new, and if they sit for a little while, they do get a clear top on them. So you must shake the paint well, and this is reflecting in a couple of these here. You can see that clear liquid, but they came out well. And with the what do you call it, the leaves, I'll just grab a pen. You can do things like this with your Sharpies or your you know, your fine markers, and add just a little line down the center. So you could use a green marker, whatever, to add that middle leaf mark when you're doing the leaves, which is an interesting concept too. So that is all the flowers and the leaves and the shapes. I think I said the only shape I didn't get were animal prints. It was I might end up getting them, I don't know yet, but I don't know how often I would use them. But I think they were paw prints, and they may have been paw prints and a dog bone, and I didn't really think I was going to use that very much. So that is a look at all these dotting tools. You know, there's just so many of them out there, and they're absolutely beautiful. I didn't have any trouble. I don't think I had any trouble with them. I think they dotted quite well for me, to what my standard of dotting is anyway. And yeah, I had fun doing that. So I think they would be great little elements to add to your bits and pieces, even if you're not doing a whole dotting picture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some of these gorgeous earthy colours from this paint set that I showed you earlier, the Pastime Art paint set, and so I'll use them, and I might pick something out of here, and let's make a journal card together. I think that would be quite fun. So I'm going to, like the rest of my video this time, I'm going to speed this up, and I might just put some music on and you can watch me make this journal card. Okay, that's how my Indigenous style journal card turned out. Did some dotting and just added different patterns here with the different size tools. I added a die cut like slide card here and just put the little feature on the front, and then followed through with some of the dotting down the side of that. I'll just show you up closer. It's quite a dark card, but I don't mind that. I like the earthy colours of it. And then I added some leaf dies up here just to add some interest as well. So I'll turn that into a journal card when I do my Indigenous journal. And I've had fun today playing with some of these supplies. Alright, so that is the today's just little play with all these dotting tools. The dotting tools from Dotty, what's it called? Happy Dotting Company. And this beautiful, beautiful paint set from Pastime Art. Beautiful acrylic paint set. If you like earthy tones and those Indigenous sort of colours, they're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's what they looked like when we swatched them out. And then that's what some of these tools look like. Okay, I did a little bit off camera. I put some white dots on. I added a thicker red line. I just added a little bit more. Added these little pictures here to it. And I just think it gave it a little bit more detail, and the white helps it to pop as well. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you like, share and subscribe to my channel. I like to just do all sorts of things here, and if I find a new tool, I like to experiment and have a play with it. And I just love the whole Indigenous type paintings and things like that. So I'm keen to get a junk journal going with this sort of style. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed looking at all these bits and pieces, and I will see you soon for a new video, a new make, a new share, a new haul, whatever comes out. And in the meantime, take care. I might have another play with this butterfly, so maybe watch out for another video, and I'll have a play with this butterfly. I think it's fantastic. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.